Hey everybody, welcome to Assemble. I'm Matt. Great to have you here. So, we are going to go through WWE King and Queen of the Ring Predictions. It's coming up on Saturday. This event it's okay. It's a Saudi Arabia show, as we know, and the match card it's a little it's like a Saudi Arabia show is what it feels like. But guys, let me know in the comments below your predictions overall for the card. Do you think we get any surprises, any last minute matches launched and added to the card? Right now, I'm recording this after Monday Night Raw, so we have it as updated as possibly can at this point. But let's go through the entire card together and let's make some predictions along the way. If you guys end up enjoying the show, do Matt a favor as we are getting things started here on the channel. Hit subscribe. And if you end up enjoying the video, hit the like button. Yeah. Not a lot of matches. Very much a Triple H card, isn't it? Let's start off though with Becky Lynch versus Liv Morgan for the WWE Women's World Heavyweight Championship. Rhea Ripley got injured, vacated, they had a battle royal, and then it came down to Liv and Becky, and they had Becky win the title, and now we're gonna have these two going at it, and Liv Morgan is on her quest to complete her revenge tour, and she's still gonna have to get revenge on Rhea at some point when she comes back. Becky is calling her a chicken. This feud is fine. Liv doesn't do it for me. I gotta be honest. Like I've seen Liv Morgan now WWE for many years, and she's had so many moments where feels like things have clicked. When she won Money in the Bank, I thought was awesome. She's had some good standout moments over the years. However, the whole like watch me and the revenge tour, I'm just kind of meh on it. But I don't know what they will do here. I think King and Queen of the Ring has to give us some kind of surprise. It can't all be a foregone conclusion, or else they get nothing to work with next week. And I don't know if this matters so much, but according to reports out there anyways, is that Becky's contract with WWE is coming up right around this time. I don't know how much of an influence that plays on everything. Becky is really, in my eyes as a fan, she's not going anywhere. She's not leaving WWE to go to AEW or do anything different. But if they are in the middle of contract negotiations, if that is the case, I can see WWE maybe flipping the belt. The thing is Becky's title run, it's been a month. Like, this is all because Rhea got injured, right? So they could, my prediction, I think they're going to put it on Liv. I really do. I think you kind of need to roll with her. And you know what? Shaking the title up a little bit, it's not a bad thing. I don't need to see Becky versus Rhea again. The story is going to be Rhea versus Liv Morgan. That is going to be the story. Now, could they have anybody interfere in the match? Maybe. Could Rhea interfere in the match? Possibly. But I don't know if you want to do that. I think you want to have this one-on-one match, but I think you kind of need Liv to get over in this one. I'm going to take the wild prediction. This is one of the matches that might surprise us. I'm going to say Liv wins, but I think she cheats. I think she does something dastardly to beat Becky, because for the past couple of years, like, she can't beat Becky one-on-one, straight up one-on-one match. They don't build Becky Lynch like that. And I think, again, the bigger story is going to be Rhea versus Liv when Rhea comes back and becomes a supreme babyface. So they need to do more, in my opinion, to heat Liv up, get more heat on her. I think to get more heat on Liv Morgan, you got to get her to win the title. You got to get her to win the title by cheating. You could get the rematch between Becky and Liv and do that at Clash of the Castle. That could work. Again, give Liv the title for 2 months, 3 months, and you have Rhea come back at, say, Money in the Bank. We could do later predictions. You could have Rhea win Money in the Bank if you really wanted to, but probably not. But that's the match that they gotta build towards over the next couple of months. Whether it's a Money in the Bank match, whether it is at SummerSlam, and frankly, I think you need Liv to win the belt, because if Liv does not win the title off Becky, what are we doing? She's supposed to be on this motivated revenge tour and taking people out. She's also got all of the stuff going on with Judgment Day. On Raw, there was like a video footage or whatever that she came out of a car, Finn. So she's doing some stuff shady stuff behind the scenes. There's been like the do-rag in the pocket, the Judgment Day of the Dom one, and then Dom doesn't have it. So they planted all of these seeds. So you either get Liv to win the belt and continue the Judgment Day thread, and then Rhea returns, and then boom, you got mega babyface Rhea Ripley, or she doesn't win and she just kind of goes off and does this Judgment Day stuff, and then Rhea still gets her revenge on her, but not the title. Rhea needs the title. So Liv Morgan, I think, wins. All right, the next one is going to be Sami Zayn, Chad Gable, Bronson Reed triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship. Three-way, kind of interesting. I wish they did this as like an elimination match. That would be fun if they put a different stipulation on this. Quick answer for me, Sami Zayn retains. But I don't know if they're going to do a wonk finish here. They could end it by a DQ by Chad Gable and do something dastardly like that. They need to keep this story going of Chad versus Sami. They had on Raw, Chad beat Sami Zayn in the ring. So usually by the math, he's not going to win at the pay-per-view, the PLE. Bronson Reed, I love that Bronson is getting in there and getting a title shot. He should. He's a big monster. They should be fearful of him. But it's not the story to have Bronson just pick up the Intercontinental title and then just run with it. The story is Sami versus Chad and that one-on-one match for the belt. That's the one they got to tell. That could be at Clash or it could be at Money in the Bank. It depends. But they're building this thing and then the crumbling of Alpha Academy happening like as the secondary story to it. So they need to do something here. I think the match is probably going to be excellent. I think you are going to get that tsunami. Probably Chad Gable doing a bunch of suplexes. He'll do the suplex over to Bronson Reed, flip him on his back. So they'll do that. And then I think it's going to be Haluva kick. And you could get probably Bronson Reed is going to eat the pin, in my opinion, because he's the big monster. And you could either have Chad. Oh, you know what you could do? You could have Chad doing an ankle lock and you could have Sami doing like another move on Bronson Reed or going for the pin. Something like that, where they got like dual pin submission thing happening, but the ref counts Sami to win the match. And then Chad gets more angry that he should have won because he submitted him or pinned him or something like that. Because they got to keep Bronson strong. So double team to end the match. Bronson still looks strong because it takes two of them to win. Sami retains. He gets the pinfall, the submission, whatever on Bronson, but it's kind of like a wonk. And Chad Gable is still mad. So that's what I think is going to happen. Intercontinental title, Sami retains. Let's do the title match itself. The Undisputed Championship. Cody Rhodes going up against United States Champion Logan Paul. This is now only for the Undisputed Championship. This has been confusing to Matt because it's like Cody has said like everything's on the line. And then they had a segment on SmackDown and Logan Paul's got his lawyers and he says it's just for the one title, brother. So it's going to be just for Cody's title to prove a point against Logan Paul. So Cody's not losing, but I don't know if I don't think this match is it going to main event King of the Ring? It might. It's either going to open King of the Ring or close King of the Ring. It's Cody though. So it's the title. Yeah, it's two champion. Okay, so it's going to be the big main event, isn't it? Like they're going to open with the King of the Ring and then they'll put the other one in the middle. We'll talk King of the Ring in a second. And then Cody and Paul are going to close the match. So Cody's going to win. He's going to retain. He ain't losing that title in Saudi Arabia. King and Queen of the Ring. Nah. But it's Logan Paul. You're going to get a good match. Like the thing with Cody right now, he's gone through AJ Styles. He's now going through Logan Paul. He's probably going to get just another opponent thrown at him next month for Clash of the Castle. The thing is, Cody will put on these great matches. Logan Paul and Cody Rhodes will, I believe, put on a great match and it will be fun. But in no way do I think Cody is losing that title to Logan Paul. It'll be a one-shot deal. He'll probably try to go for like the buckshot lariat and eat a Cody cutter or something like that. Cody is going to win probably by a DQ. But then again, why would Logan Paul want to get it himself? Like, he'll try and do the shenanigans. He might get himself DQ'd, but he's gonna end up costing himself the match somehow. So I think Logan Paul tries to go for the brass knuckles and does that. See, if it was for both titles, I would see a full DQ finish and a wonk finish, and I would see Jake Paul coming in and doing that and trying to cost Cody the match. And then it ends in a DQ, and then that's the end of that. So Cody's gonna win. Logan Paul might have Jake Paul come in to try to assist him, and maybe it's slip on the banana peel. Maybe Jake Paul tries to go and hit Cody, and he accidentally hits Logan Paul, and the brothers screw up, something like that. They got to give it some more entertainment, more fun. To have just a straight up Logan Paul Cody match would be fine, but you already did that with AJ Styles versus Cody. Banger match, fantastic match. So it's got to be some kind of wonk. Logan Paul's going to try and do something dastardly, maybe to do a rematch then, where they do it at Clash of the Castle. They could do that. Give them something, give something for both of them to do. Cody wins. Then we got King and Queen of the Ring. So this is going to end up being what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches on the card. 5. I know Triple H, pause for a second. I know Triple H likes his tight matches, his takeover style, PLEs, like long matches and short match card. He likes that. To be honest, I do usually like it too. It seems very thin though. Like you couldn't get the tag titles on a PLE. You could up this to 7. You could do 7 matches, really. Like you got 2 titles all wrapped up into one match. You got the IC title fight. You got no tag titles on your card out of 3. The women's tag and you got the 2 tag for the men. None of those are on the card. That could change by the time I record this. So you could do something else, couldn't you? And Bayley's title's not on the line. Like, all right then. Let's look at the women's Queen of the Ring. Who's gonna win? Now, we have Lyra Valkyria defeated Io on Raw. Great match. This pushes Lyra over to the finals where she is going to take on either Bianca or Nia Jax, who's going to move on. Now, you had Nia versus Jade the previous week on SmackDown. Those two got into the DQ stuff, and then it caused the match. Bianca, you can never count Bianca out. This is going to be tricky though, because I could totally see on SmackDown, if it's Bianca versus Nia on SmackDown, one of 2 things is going to happen. Jade is going to come down and cost Nia the match, thus moving Bianca over to the finals and winning Queen of the Ring, or Nia gets another schmozzy finish on SmackDown, but ends up moving on to the finals where it's going to be Lyra versus Nia in the finals for King and Queen of the Ring. That match is less exciting to me, to be honest. And then the men's side is feeling like controversy for people because Jey Uso lost. So, spoiler alert. Lyra versus Nia, not very exciting to me. It is the whole like underdog versus the giant kind of situation. They could do that. So that would be fun, but they're both like Lyra's very new to main roster. The better match is probably going to be Bianca versus Lyra. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Okay, so Bianca is going to beat Nia Jax on SmackDown, probably with the help of Jade to get the revenge. And they could also set up like a future match on SmackDown, Nia versus Jade Cargill. That finishes that off. Bianca and Lyra go off to Queen of the Ring in the final match for the crown. I think you give a 15-20 minute banger between Bianca and Lyra. And I think ultimately then you have Bianca win Queen of the Ring. The thing is that you either going to make somebody out of Queen of the Ring, or like a Lyra Valkyria, somebody young and new to the roster, or you go with a big name to beef up the entire crowning of King and Queen of the Ring. Somebody established. Like, you know what I mean? It's one or the other, in my opinion. You got to have somebody like Bianca who can carry that. And then hopefully it means something afterwards. Because if Lyra wins, you kind of think, okay, you won this giant tournament, you're brand new, you should get a title shot. Bianca, you want a feel-good moment for the PLE, you're in Saudi Arabia, Bianca is supremely over, and you end the match with Bianca and Lyra shaking hands. And Bianca, you know what? Then Bianca puts over Lyra for going, 15, 20 minutes in a match with her. Big, main eventer champion in Bianca. And she probably holds up the arm of Lyra to say, hey, this person is really excellent too. So I think you do that. Lyra comes up short. She goes the distance in the tournament. Bianca wins. That's my pick for Queen of the Ring. You put it on the EST, who's going to be the queen. Then you got something interesting, which obviously happened on Raw and then leading into SmackDown in the finals. So Gunther defeated Jey Uso on Raw. Gunther is going to the finals to take on either Tama Tonga or Randy Orton. Jey versus Gunther. Jey passed out. He didn't tap out. This has caused a lot of kerfuffles online I've seen where people feel like Jey Uso's getting buried. I don't think he's getting buried. They're just, you kind of think that he's got the moniker of main event Jey Uso. I think fans of Jey Uso are just like, we'd like to see him win the matches, to see him win. It's interesting that they didn't do this. So what's next? Like, I'm really wondering, what are you gonna do next with Jey Uso? The thing is, Jey is supremely, I don't think he's buried at all. He's supremely popular. #1 draft pick on Raw. He sells a ton of merch. The crowd goes crazy when he comes out. They pop for him. Jey Uso is over. So him not winning King of the Ring isn't the end of the world. Should he win it? Kinda. I think he kinda should have. I think it'd be a more interesting story if he did. But Gunther won. So Gunther is going to take on either Randy Orton or Tama Tonga. Now, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, the Bloodline, all this stuff, that's still going on. And so Randy versus Tama Tonga, Randy's got to win. Randy gets the revenge for Kevin Owens. Then it moves Randy versus Gunther to the finals of King of the Ring. And again, you're in Saudi Arabia. They probably got some pull into how they want these things to shake out. And Randy Orton, you don't want to leave an established name like that off the card. You need big heavy hitters. You got Cody, you got Randy on the show. You need those big names to anchor a PLE and get those fans that are there excited to see stuff. Randy Orton is established. He's a legend. He's all that stuff. So I think on SmackDown, Tama Tonga is going to eat an RKO. He can afford to eat the loss. It's going to propel things further with Kevin Owens, Randy going up against Bloodline again. It's going to be a really cool match, though, if they are going to do Randy versus Gunther. That is a banger. That is a match I want to see. I can't wait to see it. I'd love to see what would happen. The question mark would be, if Randy moves on, do you give the King of the Ring title crowning to Gunther? He just came off the Intercontinental title reign. Randy is extremely established. Has Randy won King of the Ring? He has not, has he? So both men kind of have an equal say in wanting to be and could be King of the Ring. That ends up being a really fun match to watch to see who actually comes out on top. You could end up also with it. I don't think this would be the main event either of the entire PLE. So you could have Randy move on. You could have the Bloodline cost Randy King of the Ring and do that. So there's kind of my prediction. I think Randy versus Gunther happens. I think Gunther wins King of the Ring. Reestablishes Gunther's dominance once again. He then has all of the reasons to turn around on Raw the next week and say, I'm going for the world title. Like, he could go and just turn to Damian Priest and be like, I am King of the Ring. I won this whole thing. I am coming for that world title now. And then you end up with a big mix of Gunther, Drew, Damian Priest, CM Punk, Seth Rollins when he comes back, Jey Uso you can even throw in there for the main event scene. Got a lot of names being able to mix it up, especially when Gunther steps into the main event scene. Triple H likes his stories and he likes the long play stuff. If Gunther loses at King of the Ring, what does Gunther do next? He doesn't really have any ammunition to say, I'm going for the world title. Does he go back to the IC title? I don't think you need to do that. So to move Gunther on in a logical way, and Triple H likes his logic, to move him on to the next division, I think you do need to give Gunther King of the Ring title and crown him. And then Ludwig Kaiser can walk around with the crown, literally. Like, Gunther's not wearing it, but they could walk around with it. So he has that new title for himself for the year. And give Gunther that. And then you establish Gunther as almost like he's going to be a dominant champion again. So Gunther wins, but you could have mid-match, late in the match, bloodline interference. They come out, and Solo and Tama Tonga and everybody start to attack Randy Orton, take him down. Kevin Owens could show up then too. That'd be my prediction. Kevin Owens returns. Big pop for Kevin Owens. He evens the odds with the bloodline, but unfortunately, it'd be enough to distract Randy Orton and he gets taken down a little bit. Gunther power bomb and all splash everything, and Randy eats the pin. Gunther wins, and then that moves Gunther hopefully off to the world title scene, and then Randy and Kevin Owens have all more motivation to have another match against the bloodline. The only other thing I would say is you could have had Jey Uso versus Tama Tonga. That would have been really cool from a story perspective, and we'll probably get there at some point. But that would have been my one pick is Tama Tonga goes the distance. He's brand new, goes all the way to the end, and he ends up face to face with Jey Uso. So then you have Solo in the mix. You could cut some promos, have the backstage interactions. You can make it really, really cool. You could even have Jimmy Uso make a return and set things up for the future. But we're not going to get that. So it makes me wonder what's next for Jey. Are they going to have Jimmy make a return? Are they going to start planting more seeds when it comes to the bloodline? And how is Randy Orton, Kevin Owens going to continue the bloodline feud? They need a third man, brother. So I really think they're going to need somebody like Jey and Jimmy, and that story arc is going to start building up a little bit more. Maybe Cody starts getting in the mix with the bloodline and helping out Randy and Kevin Owens. You never know. What are your picks for King and Queen of the Ring? Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, guys, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.